Guys, let me know if you can hear me, please. I don't know what the hell is going on here. Sorry. It seems like you guys can hear me. There's always something, always something. What else is new with my lovely lives? Well, welcome to Reno Z, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, welcome to Couch with Reno Z. I guess you guys hear me. Sorry about the delay. And let's take care of business. Before anything, put a beautiful like and subscribe. Please share. Tonight, like I said, let's start all over again. Tonight, it's going to be a particular night. I'm going to talk about everything on what happened on match day 26. As you see the picture, I'm going to touch on Allegri, Milan, Napoli, and Juventus. I know there has been a lot of controversy with the referee whatsoever, but at the same time, you know, I will give you a nice taste of the medicine on what we are witnessing with Italian calcio and in general, because man, we already know who can be the Scudetto winner, but week in, week out, and I'm not saying nothing about Inter winning, robbery, nothing. We've seen a lot of episodes with the referee system. It is completely pathetic. But I will talk about in the cultural point of view, and then you guys let me know yours as well on what you think on what is going to happen from now until the end of the season. Let's start off with Milan, shall we? Now, Milan goes against uh, Parma. A game pretty much classic Allegri, boring, okay, very boring if you ask me. But if you look at the stats here, 25 shots, Milan, Parma 9. But the good thing about Allegri, even though you hate him or love him, the possession. Like, how can this be 66.5 possession and Parma 33? You ask me. Shots on target, 6 Milan and Parma 3. Yellow cards, 2 Milan and Parma 1. Red cards, there was no red cards. But classic Allegri style, the famous 3-5-2, as we see over here, Magnan, Tomori, De Winter, and Davide Bartesaghi, which he had the top votes. Comprende? Then we got sales makers. Loftus-Cheek, Modric, Rabiot, and Estupinian. Then Leo, that had a yellow card, unfortunately, and Mr. Pulisic. Then Parma, the same 3-5-2 as we speak. Corvi, Valenti, Mariano, Trovo, De Prato. Then Valerie, Christian, Mandela, Bernabe, Sasha, and Pellegrino on the right, and then Strevezza on. This game was really every time. So I did say Mina at the beginning. You see some action. They have a good midfield, but guys, classic Allegri, no jogo, not whatsoever. I know you Milanists are gonna come up to me and say, "Well, another day in paradise. We got the 3 points. Well, 3 points is better than nothing." But by continue playing like this is the second loss that Allegri had by having 23 wins. No, 23 without losing, because there is between the ties in whatsoever. The first loss was uh, the first loss was with Cremonese, and yesterday with Parma. Now, this has been, like I said, a really boring game. Classic Allegri, but there was no way that these guys, even though they had more shots in target, Milan couldn't score. At some point, I was sleeping. But even Parma, even though Parma has been giving problems to the big teams with this game, nothing. But I want to touch on some of the subs here because there's one particular player that I like. Finally, we get to see him. Yashari, which he changed. He was on the bench, which I don't understand why Yashari he never plays from the beginning. Uh, he switches with Loftus Cheek, which he has a bit bad injury. But this kid, I don't know. He did this part. He had a few shots in there because everybody was telling you, Yashar is one of our greatest signing. Even the Club Brugge boys that I know from Belgium, he's a great player. This and that, baby, boo boo. But guys, then he got substituted again until the end. Now let me continue on. Let me see. We got BX Booger. I'm gonna try. Sorry for the little delay because I had some issues. I mean, I keep dropping too many points. Yes, well, a lot of ties, correct. Buonasera. Glad to see you back, my friend. Gifting, I shit. Then we have my boy Patrick in the meta. Boy, why don't you say Inter merda instead of trying to defend this team? Inter merda. Oh, okay. Plus referees versus campionato forzato. Are you kidding me? Again, no sound. Oh my God, boys. Hold on a second here. This is not good. Like, I guys, can you hear me in the chat? Oh, Patrick, don't play these games with me, please. Thank you, bro. Okay, thank you very much. I don't know what Patrick is talking about. So, but at the close, very close to the end, Parma did score a goal. And this was one of the biggest topics everybody was complaining because if you notice how the guy scored the goal, he kind of blocked the vision of Magnan, which technically it should be offside. You know, because first they gave it, then they were checking the VAR for so long, but uh, so I don't know what to tell you, boys. It has been a really nightmare at the end because they gave it a goal. Now I know the Milanese get for an excuse that was robbery, this and that, but it is disgusting. What are we seeing with the referees and whatsoever? But what can you do? You waited too long to. Okay, Patrick, I'm trying to talk about Mina, but now you're trying to push my buttons about the Marotta League. We'll get into that later. Did you watch the Milan game? I know you were too busy with work and with your lovely ladies. Thoughts about the game, Patrick? Please don't get me started. Patrick likes to tease you because he doesn't believe there's a Marotta League. He doesn't believe that this campionato is Fazzato. Guys in the chat, who's been following Serie A, what do you guys think? Is this campionato Fazzato? Is this already figured? Because if you look at the Classifica, Milan and the Inter, like Inter's a 10 away from Milan. And the Inter have been winning. I didn't watch the game, but based on the results, I haven't heard anything bad. Plus, it's Lecce. What do you expect? Di Marco running the show. But when I tell you people, I know somebody's going to get mad at me. When I tell you, you people that il calcio italiano, it's poor, this is what we're going to get. This is what we're going to get because like I said, either Milan or Inter, if they win this campionato, that shows you how poor Serie A is. Like yesterday, the Como game, Milan and Como. The other games before that. Is it possible that we have to watch this boring soccer? Now you can tell me, oh, my Inter, they play pretty good, this and that. Fine, but they haven't been the big teams. Yes, they beat Juventus. But on top of that, they've been winning with the big games. So, Patrick. No, it's just corrupt. And Inter is the best team. Totally, that easier to fix. Okay, Inter's not their best, but if they were their best, they will be in skyrocketing the Champions League whatsoever. Guys in the chat, do you guys like Inter? Me personally, they don't really impress me. But like I told you, Pat, like I just said, that shows how poor is Serie A. They had a lot of help, but you can say whatever. Same with Milan. Continue on. Inter is running away with it. Bravo. But if you talk with my boy Patrick, he says no. Even if they don't win, it's still okay. Now we're getting along. Funny how you're getting along with me tonight, but when we're on the chat, you say the opposite. VAR 4. Okay, let's see. He's saying something serious. VAR got the winning goal with you. Yes, VAR got. But you didn't say that last time when we talked with you, correct? You're talking about the Inter game. I don't want to talk about the Inter Juve game because it is over and they're plus 10. The best in Italy, Europe. Okay. So, my question I would like to ask you people, besides all the interaction whatsoever, uh, what do you guys think? Milan could still catch up Inter or Inter after uh, this week's Serie A Campionato? Because we got tomorrow, they're playing against Bodo. I think they're going to win, even though, but you never know. I know it's at home, but this Bodo, don't ever underestimate them. And we'll see if Inter can pull up their best against Bodo, because they got to score 3 goals and not to concede a goal. Or it could be PK and boom. So this was one of the controversial that everybody was talking about, the Milan and uh, Parma game. But people should not complain about like Milan needs to, I love you guys whatsoever, but you guys had a lot of help too as well. In general, we can all say that we had help, but there is a team that benefited more, Inter, and there's a team that benefited less. We're good because this is what's happening right now. We're not only talking about the the part of the game. We're not talking about culture, but we are talking about. We're not talking about culture, chat. We're talking about all this stuff that it's not worth it. Now I said my piece about Milan, about some of the players. Leao, doesn't impress me. Pulisic, 50-50. But in theory, Milan with under Allegri, it is really boring. I've been there, a Juventini been there, so guys, what do you think? Milan could win, could snatch it up, as we see in the following pass with Inter losing to Milan when Pioli was around. They got close and they lost. Last year, okay, you guys can say you went to the final of the Champions League, but you got five papini and losing to how you call it to Napoli by 1 point. So let's see. It could happen, but if VAR takes a break, Bolo should ice them. Okay. Well, wait and see. Pat, I don't know why you're talking about the VAR too much, but but like you just said, Italy's the top team in Italy, right? Inter, so they should beat them by a piece of cake. I can't believe you're talking about the VAR, my friend. Patrick. Milan just lost a huge part of the midfield without Lopez Cheek. Two, well, they still got Rabiot and Modric. Modric, man. I know he's, for him, it's a retirement move playing Serie A, but the guy with one Campionato at his age still got it. Now we got to see Modric at the World Cup if he can still manage. We'll see, but anything can happen with the Serie A. Anything will happen. But then at the end of the season, we're going to be talking about who got more favor to win the Scudetto or who got less, or who deserve it, however you want to call it. Now, moving on my next topic, ladies and gentlemen, let's go talk about Napoli. But there was uh, a situation there close to the end that should be uh, a PK, but then again, another so-called bad call. You know what I mean? And like I said, you guys know me. I can be anti-Rista. I may not like Napoli, but where is their right to say when the FIGG or anything that does something wrong? I'm here to say it. Now, am I happy one end that they lost Napoli? Sure, it will benefit us, but not really. But at the same time, we're seeing episode over episode that really let me loses my mind. Now, going to Napoli, match stats. A- Atalanta Napoli, okay? Scusate. 10, 10 shots, both teams. Position, Atalanta had more position. Uh, 56.4. And Napoli, 43. Uh, shots on target, Atalanta had more than Napoli. Napoli had 4, Atalanta 7. Both they had yellow cards, one. So they end up losing by, again, it could have either finished a tie, it couldn't, which I do like how that guy plays Hoyland, if you ask me. I know they have a lot of injuries whatsoever, but man, we're talking about Conte. So let's say hi to my boy Patrick. Have a good night, my friend. We'll chat tomorrow, okay? I try to do early live so I can see you more often. So there's nothing much really positive to say about this game besides the call. Now I didn't have a chance to watch it, but I brought this up because you know we're gonna be counting on how many favors people have and how many uh who's gonna benefit. Because now if you look at the classifica, ragazzi, Atalanta goes to is a seventh place with 45, with Como and Juventus 46. They can get close, but with these episodes, it is really, really bad. Like it makes us not want to watching the game anymore. You know, that's why I keep on saying. I know you guys might bite my tongue. That my hope with the Azzurri is zero, a completely zero. So, and they're not thinking to change culture. You hear La Russa talking shit, Gravina, they're worried about going to jeopardize Juventus. Like they're not worried about the serious things. You know what I mean? So it's just one thing after another, garbage after garbage, and they are destroying what we love. Now, with Napoli, do they still have a chance making top four? No, you ask me. You ask me. Because of my end with Juventus, I don't know if they're going to make top four. Because I have a bad feeling, boys. That's just, I respect all you guys' decision. So it is what it is. Il calcio italiano continua a essere brutto. Now we're going to see what's going to happen in the Champions League. I'm pretty sure all three Italian teams, maybe I can get my guess, Inter might go through. But besides that, like if all the Italian teams get out to the playoffs, that's another embarrassment in my opinion. Not just from Inter, from Juventus, of course, and Atalanta. Now, Palladino can do so much. He just started, which I like what I'm seeing with Palladino, but you know, yes, they win yesterday, but we got to be careful. It's going to be a very tight race at the end for the top four, and then for the Scudetto, which I don't see if Milan catching up, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. If we're going to be all on the TV to the end, let's see who's going to win the Scudetto. So, if you guys ask me, my fellow paisans, what are your thoughts? Question before I continue on with Juventus. What do you think? Who will be the lucky winner? Thoughts? Let me know and we will continue on. I'll try to do some early ones. I know at 11 p.m. Eastern time it's really late, but man, I work and I gotta make the wife happy. She said to do it at 8 o'clock Vancouver time. But we'll see if I can try to do some early ones so we can have lots of fun and we can talk about everything. Maybe I'll see how my schedule is. Maybe I can do one on Friday so we can talk about the Champions League and then we do a little predictions of the next incoming games. Now, I guess everybody's waiting for Juventus. You know, you heard me on my last video. Not really happy, you know, because we're supposed to win with these guys. But once again, another embarrassment, losing to Como since 1951 in Torino. Another bad list goes on after Allegri, after Motta, Tudor, now Spalletti. So I don't know what to expect. This team is poor. It is really poor. Starting off from Di Gregorio, really, really bad. The guy that he's not a Juventus material. Thanks to him, the last 4 games we conceded 16 goals. Okay, and now we have no defense. Gatti, I used to like him. Another one you should get rid of. Not acceptable. I know everybody was upset with Locatelli, but Locatelli, his previous performance wasn't too bad, but it is what it is. You know, you can always. I know a lot of you like Locatelli whatsoever. There's a lot of hate on this guy, but man, let's be real. Let's be real, guys. Nobody's a Juventus player. Like the biggest mistake in this game, like in every game, and even in the past with the Allegri company, mistakes over mistakes or bad passing like this. Bad passing, it drives me nuts. Like, you know, it really drives me nuts, man. Like it seems like you're just oh, playing with little kids, man. It's like watching my hometown from Chilano in Serie C1. I think they pass it more better than these guys. This is all embarrassing. Then we didn't have the Nico Paz, all right, and that's another big no-no. One of their top players, Coma, they still managed to beat us. And every single time where there is a player can't score, uh, never scores the other teams whatsoever, then scores against us. Team that loses other teams, then their first win against Juventus. Don't get me wrong, Tomo's doing a wonderful job, which they tied with Milan. Now they're going to go against Inter for the Coppa Italia semi-final. We'll see how is that going to turn out, but I think Milan will find their way out. I don't think they're going to let Como walk all over them. So we just have to. It will be nice to see Como going through, like last year, seeing Bologna going through. I think they beat. No, that was 2 years ago when Bologna beat Inter that time, and yeah, then they win the Coppa Italia. So we shall see how is that going to turn out on that department. But the Juventus, no bueno, no bueno. I guess I already said to myself that Juventus is gonna not make Champions League, and they are going. I'm already gonna be sitting down enjoying the this beautiful Europa League, if you ask me. So that's all I can say on this part. And even Spalletti uh, said some things which pretty impressive on his end. Because these guys they need to wake up. Like there is no excuses on this. And there was okay. Let's go. Let's double check what he said because I can't remember anything. But if you guys heard what Spalletti had to say, Spalletti says he gives a message to the team. Vi giocate la Juventus. He said you guys are gonna are losing your hope with Juventus. In little words, I don't know how you can you explain it in Italian, in English. You can play everything, but more than anything, we play Juventus. And we do it in a handful of matches, in a crucial week, a time when every corner can legitimately seem dark. I won't go through the whole thing, but it can be equally risky with working awarenesses. Same picks just a couple of weeks ago. Final wake up for sure, and yet they are. He's just giving them an important message, which in reality he is right. So this team is in the shambles, my paisans, like it or not. It is embarrassing, and then you hear rumors if they don't qualify for Champions League, they're going to get rid of Pomoli and Spalletti. Really, I wouldn't mind Comoli, but Spalletti for me non si tocca. Either Champions League, no Champions League, Spalletti needs to stay. Period. And what we're gonna do here, we're gonna get who we're gonna get. We're gonna call back Tudor. Let's be real. Like guys, this is all from bad management. And it's funny how people defend Elka. Elka. Guys in the chat, your thoughts on Elkan? Should he sell instead of firing people? Because he is the major problem. He is the one that brought Komoli, a guy that we shouldn't be hiring. Komoli hired Ortolini. I don't know if this guy can manage to do something because he did sporting director in Genoa. And all these names we've been hearing, very awful. We'll wait and see in the summer, but man, names I never heard before. It's getting worse and worse. If you don't make a Champions League, ain't gonna look pretty. Ain't gonna look pretty. Yeah, I'm the first one to say if you don't make Champions League, boys, it's better to buckle your seatbelt and enjoy the ride. And I see you bye bye. Because that's the only way that this management will wake up, and that's the only way we'll probably see a project. Now you see Milan, they hired Allegri. They got the players what they want. They were ninth place. They're second place at this moment. It isn't any pretty, but I'm pretty sure they got a good sporting director. So it's really bad. It is sad to see this Juventus like this, and but what can you do? At the end of the day, it doesn't pay my bills. I love my team, and I wish, of course, the best of my team. But then when it comes to these things, it just lets you not uh, be motivated, watching the games like you used to, or try to do a watch along. In my case, I might try to do the watch along, or go with your buddies like the Juventus Club of Vancouver. But I've been working now. I'm not gonna miss work. You know, either I watch it at home or I do a watch along myself, my house. You know what I mean? So it's been really terrible. But if you people can take reality, that's not my problem. It is what it is, and we got to face reality. If you guys are happy about this Juventus, guys in the chat, are you happy with Juventus? Are you see any improvement that you think 2, 3 weeks ago, the majority of you were convinced about the Scudetto? I said this since the beginning, no Scudetto. And now we're even worried about top four. It's terrible. Whatever happens, they gotta get their shit together. And we gotta start get rolling because this is complete embarrassing. Now, besides the fact about Italian culture is bad, because you face it, you're playing in Champions League, different role, different role. It's very slow pace. That's why I keep on telling my friends they catch Italian fini because very slow. Like you see the Milan, okay, Spalletti is going to do something different. Okay, Inter, they play good stuff, but then when it comes to big teams, big tournaments, you know, they just collapse. So I don't know. It's been really shitty, if you ask me. It's been really shitty, and it's bad for Serie A Calcio Italiano because we got the World Cup coming along. I will try my best to do a watch along, but ain't looking pretty. Ain't gonna look pretty, my friend. Ain't gonna look pretty. So, guys in the chat, before I shut this down, it's a quiet night, but thank you all. Smash these likes, you know, leave your down the comments where if you want to ask the latest questions. I will save my predictions maybe on my next live for Serie A. But for this week's Champions League, Inter, Bodo, who's gonna win? I will go for Inter. They're gonna score 2 goals. Apparently, Lautaro is not gonna be there. Well, Lautaro in the big tournaments, he's not around, but they still managed to beat Lecce, so I don't think they should be worried. But I think I'll give, in order to win this, they need to score 3 goals. Isn't it three? It's 3-1. Yeah, two. Yeah. Are they going to make it 3-0 or 2-0 PK? What do you think? I'm going for Inter win, either with the PK or either they try to score 3 goals. Then Juventus. Galatasaray is going to go through. Juventus, I don't see them because we got to focus on the Roma game, which Roma win yesterday 3-0. They're ahead of us. So ain't going to be easy with Roma. I have a bad feeling with Roma. I will go for a tie because I'm being biased. But what about you guys? But Juventus Galatasaray, what do you think? And not the latest. They're gonna play home Atalanta. My only hope to see Atalanta win, maybe by PK. Maybe by PK. Either in that, maybe Atalanta might pack his luggages and leave. Because I even hear a lot of Interisti are even saying it's best not to make it through. Of course, they have the Champions League, the Scudetto in hand. They want to focus getting more points because one little drop, you can continue on the Champions League, but one little drop, then you can fill in the Campionato, which it could be Inter, which could be Milan, which Milan are playing one competition, but it can be anything. So I understand why my friends are being a little bit paranoid, if you ask me. So we'll see what happens on tomorrow's game. Stay tuned. I will post videos. Yeah, maybe I'll try to do a complete video with Inter if I can watch it. No, the chances I can't even watch it. I gotta watch the highlights, then do a nice reel and say my piece because I'm pretty sure you guys love it. So, guys, I guess I'm gonna shut this down. Thank you all for joining. Patrick, the ex Schooner, hope to see you more often, my friend. I haven't seen you forever. It was always a pleasure. And that's about it. Guys, sempre fino alla fine. Forza Juve, Forza Italia, I hope. And sorry about a little bit of the connections whatsoever. But we'll try to make it happen. And I'm not being negative. I know most of you said that I'm negative, but I'm not. I am being realistic. And if you can't take the reality, then I guess we shall see what happens on the playoffs tomorrow. World Cup Italy, if they're going to go through Northern Ireland, okay, and the rest how the season goes. All right. Hope to see you again. Cheers, my friend. And that's it. Bada bim, bada boom. Ciao, ciao, ragazzi.